প্রিয় দর্শক আসসালামু আলাইকুম। কোর ভিশন ফাউন্ডেশনের উদ্যোক্তা উন্নয়ন কার্যক্রম ভিশন ফর সাকসেসে স্বাগতম। দর্শক, সফলতা আমাদের সবার কাম্য। প্রতিটি ক্ষেত্রে আমরা এর জন্য করছি প্রতিযোগিতা, কিন্তু সফলতার সংজ্ঞা কি, এর মাপকাঠি কি আমরা জানি? সম্পদ, নাম, ক্ষমতা পেলেই কি আমি সফল? কোরআন ও সুন্নাহর আলোকে এইসব প্রশ্নের উত্তর খুঁজতেই কোর ভিশন ফাউন্ডেশনের উদ্যোক্তা উন্নয়ন কার্যক্রম ভিশন ফর সাকসেস। আমরা আলোচনা করছিলাম গত এপিসোডে জাকাত ম্যানেজমেন্ট ইন ইসলাম। We'll continue today. Also, here with us, Imam Shamsi Ali, Director, Jamaica Muslim Center. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Good, alhamdulillah.
So, last episode we are discussing about the importance of zakat, and so my question first is what is the calculation of zakat? How?
The zakat has two requirements to be considered obligatory. Number one, it reaches what we call nisab, and that is the minimum amount that you have. And the minimum amount is around 87 a gram of gold. So if you sell this 87 gram of gold, how much money? Let's say maybe 3,000, let's say, or 4,000. So out of these 4,000, give it 2.5%, okay, to the poor people. And of course, there are some specific people mentioned in the Holy Quran that have the right to receive zakat. The second requirement is that there's a hawl, what is called hawl. It means once in a year. Even though there are some scholars say these days that it's not once in a year. The meaning of hawl means there's a certain time that you have income. You calculate your income. So even if you have monthly salary, and monthly salaries each month has already the amount that you need to give zakat, then you can give it. Because maybe at the end of the year we're going to finish the money and you don't have a chance to give zakat. So there are some opinions about that. But still the majority says it's just once in a year. And that's why the Muslims sometimes pay zakat in Ramadan as a calculation of last Ramadan. So they calculate every single thing that they earn during the year, and then they spend everything else for the last 11 months. And whatever remains, out of that remaining money that you have, that's what you give, 2.5%.
So nisab, I have to hold the whole year, that amount?
No, it's just what is left. So let's say you have $100,000, and then after paying every necessary in life, school for your children, food, clothing, mortgage, insurance, everything else, gasoline, everything else paid during the last 11 months. Now you reach the next year to pay zakat. Now you go to the account, saving or account with, checking whatever you have. Oh, I have, let's say, $10,000 remain. Out of 10,000, that's what you need to pay, 2.5%. And of course, basically, sorry to use the word, but looks like it's very cheap. You know, if the Muslim only pays zakat, it's very cheap, because sometimes even if you have $1 million, the more you have money, sometimes the more you feel a lot of needs, and that is fine, absolutely fine. You have $1 million, you can go for vacation, you can go whatever, and at the end of the year you find, you have only 20,000 remain. Out of 20,000, not out of 1 million, out of 20,000, that's what you need to give zakat.
So it's not necessarily the 20,000 I have to hold the whole year.
Say again?
The surplus 20,000 I have to be in all 12 months, or in a particular month.
What is remain at the
Say
end?
Income in a year, say 100,000.
Okay.
So every month I am earning, say 8,000, 9,000. So 1 month I have a deficit, other month I have surplus. So it's not necessarily there's a deficit month. I don't have to count the deficit month.
No. The calculation is for the whole year.
So 100,000 minus the expenditure I made.
Yes, that's what
balances.
That's what you pay. The balance, that's out of the balance that you have, that's what you pay zakat. Now, regarding other issues such as you have a house for use for family, it doesn't have zakat. Unless that house is rented, the profit that you get from the rent, that's what you pay.
So zakat will be on the income.
Yes, the income.
Not on the asset.
Not on the asset, yes. So unless that assets earn money. Let's say you have some garden but you have some fruit in it, like mangoes or vegetables. If that garden is just a garden, there is no zakat. But if that garden earns something for you, just as fruit from the mango, and you sell the mango, out of that selling the mango, that's what you need to pay zakat. Similarly, the gold also for our sisters. If that gold is not intended for saving, just for use, that doesn't have any zakat. But if you intend that as a part of your savings, that you have to calculate how much if you sell it. Okay, so if you have 87 gram of that gold, and then if you sell it, how much money out of that money that you have to pay zakat?
So gold, if I use it, we don't need to pay.
If that's for use, it doesn't have any zakat. But it's not something that is earning. Yeah.
So another thing is zakat, to whom I have to pay.
In the Holy Quran, there are 8 categories mentioned basically. One is what is called fuqara, and then poor. Now, in the language of English language, it's only poor. But the language of the Quran, there is what we call faqir, there is what we call miskin. Now, what is the difference between faqir and miskin? Faqir means the person who doesn't have at all to support his life. Okay? It is called faqir. Jobless, homeless, these are faqir. But miskin, those who have income, but his income is not enough, sufficient enough to fulfill his life, his need in life. That is called miskin. And some even scholars even more into luxury definition when they say miskin means someone who has already basic, but he doesn't have for luxuries. This is called miskin. He deserves zakat. But I do believe in the first interpretation, and that is someone who has income but doesn't enough to fulfill his basic life requirement, his food, his drink, education for his children, his 4 basic things in life. These are miskin people. And then wal amil alayha, the one who is working for the zakat managing people, they deserve also to get from the zakat. But I think we can also move into different interpretation now, that managing zakat is not necessarily poor people. Sometimes those who are managing zakat are government who have money. I don't think they are eligible to get zakat for that because they have already income from the state. So if they get salary from the state and it is enough for them to fulfill his basic need in a home with his family, then why he should take again from the zakat? And the next one is fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah. And some people interpret this as war, when you are defending Islam, when you are defending your right, when you are engaging in the battlefield and you need to spend some money, zakat can be used for this. But some others say fi sabilillah is wider than that, and that's including building educational institution. Even some people say, building public facilities, it can be fi sabilillah. And I agree with this, especially in America. I think one of the most important fi sabilillah is funding Islamic institution for our children, because we are threatened by the lose of our generation in the future unless we take this very seriously. And the next one is wabn as-sabil. Wabn as-sabil means people who are out on the way, because in the past when the people travel, it's truly difficult. And sometime in the middle of the path, they are out of food, out of drink. So these kind of people who are on the way and traveling, they are deserving zakat. They deserve zakat. They have the right to ask for zakat. And the next one is those being, tied by loans. We need to help our brothers to be free from loans. And especially these days with the interest, for example, it can really make you so tight and you cannot move. So it is very important that we free them from loans, and zakat is eligible for this.
We'll take a short break. Dear viewers, you are watching Vision for Success. Stay with us.